everybody and welcome to today's video. So we're already at the show. We are a little bit pushed for time because getting Winnie here and the horse and everything took longer than I thought. But today we're at Limekiln Farm Equestrian Centre in Norfolk to do a working hunter and showing show. I've brought both my saddles, jump and flat, and the plan is to do my first ever 70 centimetre competition, because that is on my bucket list this year, is to jump a round of 70 because we've just stuck at 60, and he's only done working hunter in a competition once. We did one clear round working hunter at like 50 centimetres, then he did a 50 centimetre training stakes and he won it, but that was January, I want to say not last year, I think that was the year before. He's really not done much jump competition. He did some clear round and 60 centimetre show jumping in October, but he's never jumped anything bigger than 60. And I feel like the jump to 70 is quite a lot. Like 60 is like, oh yeah, you can walk over that. 70 is a bit bigger, and especially in working hunter, they have all the bush fillers and all of that. So I have been prepping. I did a GoPro jumping video, which is, you'll see on the list, which I was training in for some working hunter and trying to jump some more bigger fences and not be a wuss. So yeah, we're going into 70 centimetre today. I am going to get on, he's all platted up, go get him warmed up. I don't think we're going to get much of the warm-up videoed because it's really dark in there, plus Mum's got Winnie, so I'm basically on my own today. Mum is just looking after Winnie. I have platted and prepped. Mum's just babysitter today. So yeah, come along, and hopefully today's goal is to jump around 70 centimetres, not fall off and not knock every single one down. So that is today's goal. So this is my round. Basically, you go in one at a time, you go in, jump the fences and then do a show, and then she calls you all back in for your placing. So I just wandered in. She had like mark sheets actually, so it will be interesting to see whether those actually go up online. She literally just said, go on, if you know your course, just get on with it. Well, in a nice way. So I wanted to get him cantering and give him plenty of time to establish a forward rhythm for fence one. Fence one was lovely and inviting. I love sort of spread fences, so this was a good fence for us. He landed on the wrong leg, which is fine. And then when I tried to bring him back onto the correct leg for the next fence, it got a bit messy. So I actually got the canter lead a little bit late, and then we got a really funny stride into fence 2. But luckily I did push him on, and fence 3 was better. It was just a little bit sticky. The round does get better the more I jump. It's just having a forward flow with him and hitting the fences in the right place basically. So now we were on the right leg anyway. This is fence 4, and again we didn't hit that very well. I really should have gone for a much more forward going canter. 5 was a really skinny little plank fence, and I was going to trot him into it, but he was cantering, so I was like, you know what, just keep cantering. And he actually jumped it really nicely. Again, landed on the wrong leg, so it's just correcting him quick enough to get the next fence. This was another skinny brush, which you can't really see. I was going to trot that as well, but I didn't. I thought, as we're cantering, we'll just keep going. So this next fence was quite big, but you can't really see it. I think it was probably one of the beefiest ones. And he actually jumped that one probably better than some of the other ones. Again, landing on the wrong leg, so quickly correcting that. And there's 2 more fences to follow, 8 and 9. 8 was quite beefy and scary, and I thought, right, just push him on. And these were probably the best jumped fences on the course, like we'd finally found our flow. So I definitely should have ridden him more forward throughout the whole course and been quicker to correct his legs. And I was very messy, like I was a bit kicky and flappy, but we got round clear. So that was absolutely fantastic and a real big confidence boost for both of us. There was nothing scary. I was a little bit disappointed they didn't include the water and the hill they've got in the arena, which they use for arena eventing, but it was like a novice 70 centimetre class. So I was just chatting to the judge. She had seen him like a few years ago and definitely recognised us, and she was just saying like how much more filled out he was and how he did really well to get round. And I was just explaining that I'd really like to get him more up, but it's really hard because he's a big horse. And yeah, and she was just chatting to us about the round and giving us tips really. She just said I did really well to ride him round, but it's really hard riding a big horse around these courses, especially if they're windy. And yeah, she was really positive, and she just said, you know, he's still young, you've got plenty of time. She had a little look over him and then asked me to do a walk away and trot back before doing our show. And I'm just over the moon here, giving Donny lots of praises. I almost forgot that I had to do like a flat show because I was so happy that we had got round clear. So one of the tricky things about working hunter is your horse has to go quite forward going round the jumps and then has to do a show round the jumps and remain calm and not get excited or think that you're going to take them into them. But Donny's pretty chill. With Finley, it's always quite challenging. So I thought I'd do my left lead canter first, which is his better rein, get him forward and soft. And the flat work is definitely his strong point. Like as soon as I was like, okay, Donny, we're schooling now, he was like, yeah, I got this. And now we're going to canter on the right, which he did a really nice transition. And then I did a bit of an extension down the long side, but I really didn't go too gun-ho. I'm a little bit disappointed with myself because I think I could have gone a lot more than that, because that's just like a fast canter. But I held back a little bit, and I feel like that is because I didn't want him to get excited, in a nutshell. But definitely wish I pushed him on a little bit more. Got him back nicely, had a little trot to finish, and then a walk and halt in front of the judge. And I was just absolutely thrilled that we got round in one piece, let alone clear. So then the judge called us all forward to go back into the arena and just come and line up. It was only me and this young lady who actually jumped clear. Nobody else jumped clear round, it was a miracle that I actually jumped round clear, because it wasn't the most tidy round in the world. And the steward, Yaz, just went to go and get the rosettes. She actually did my wedding makeup for me, so a little shout out to Yaz. And we just stood here waiting for our results, really. And I was absolutely in disbelief that my horse got called forward to win the 70 centimetre working hunter class. No, it wasn't a qualifier or anything like that. No, it wasn't the most tidy round. Did we deserve to win? Well, we scraped around by the skin of our teeth. But we did get round clear. And he didn't look like he was going to run out or refuse. I just buried him into a couple of fences and I rode like a flappy chicken. So I definitely need lots and lots of work. But yeah, I was thrilled. I am actually looking forward to seeing if we get the mark sheets, what score I'd get. Because our show was half decent, but yeah, the jumping needed work. But yeah, and she was just saying, really well done. You can see he's like genuine and novice-y, but keep going with it. Keep working on the canter, and that he's still young, you know. Just keep taking your time with him, really, because that's the best way with these big horses. You know, you don't want to rush them too quickly, especially when their joints and stuff aren't fully developed and stuff, you know. I'm a believer of just taking things pretty slow. So yeah, I was absolutely thrilled with this, and I asked her if she'd like to have a little canter round together so we can get a little bit more ring experience. So yeah, here we are doing a lap of honour. Oh, huh. Someone will get it for you. So we have just jumped our first 70 centimetre round ever, and our second ever working hunter. And he's won, and he jumped clear. It was messy, but I can't believe we made it round clear. Absolutely, and they were bigger than I thought they were going to be. But maybe I'm just being a wuss. It was messy, but I did ride him forward. I sort of rode him almost a bit too flat and forward. I needed to have him up more and more power. But really happy, and he did a beautiful show afterwards. We had no naughtiness. He was just so genuine and lovely, and literally couldn't have asked for him to be any better behaved. So we was going to stay and do some flat classes, but I think we're going to leave it there on such a fantastic note. So I hope you have enjoyed today's vlog. Please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you all next week. Bye!